All right. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me on this okay? It feels low, huh? Is this a little better? Doug, can you turn my mics up there? Or Amy? Please? White. I don't want your volume. I want my volume. Yeah. Well, they all laugh because they know Doug's volume. All right. I know he's working on it. Can you hear me okay in the back of the room? Yes? Okay. I think so. Yes? All right. Thank you. Good afternoon. Welcome to your resident forum. I'm Alexis Case, your executive director, and we're going to present to you our monthly financials with some director updates, leaving some room for questions. How many in the room is this your first resident forum? Oh, good. Welcome. Welcome. Thank you for coming. Hopefully you find the information helpful. This is one of several meetings where I think we can share the details of operations and all the updates of what's going on in a way that most people appreciate. So thank you for coming. All right, we'll start it off like we always do, our financials. So hopefully you all pick that up in the back. Keeping in mind, we're in June, but we're reporting for May's financials, which just closed this early afternoon. So what you're looking at here is the revenue for the month of May. And I look at that and I try to highlight kind of the obvious standouts, whether it be positive or negative variance. The top four are always the drivers of revenue, which are our monthly fees, and they're divided up by levels of living. You'll see residential living was positive to budget by $49,000. Assisted living by $31,000. Memory support just under $1,000. And our health center operations at $79,000. So that means we brought in more revenue than we had planned for the month, which is really good. And we do that with our occupancy. So residential living ended the month of May with 248 apartments occupied. Assisted living with 59 occupied, memory support with 26, and our skilled nursing with 46. Down below, you'll see at the very bottom, total revenue. They expected for TSJG to bring in $3.3 million, and we brought in 3.4, just over, leaving us with a positive revenue margin of $63,000. It's always a good way to start, right? We'll continue on to expenses. I moved my little picture up, cut my words off at the top. The first two lines always equal our team member costs, and that's salary and wages with the fringe benefits. Those are all calculated up at our community support center and obviously budgeted against how we run labor here. So we were positive, which has been a good thing, because I will tell you from an operating side, it feels like we have been running around with our heads cut off when it comes to just covering people. So the amount of overtime and such has felt heavy. However, we did stay within budget. Repair and maintenance, we did go over budget. I can tell you after digging in, some of this will be actually modified or reclassed. The biggest expense there was cameras. We purchased 2 additional cameras and then paid to have them installed on the resident art studio. So those were an expense that we paid for operationally, but we will move that expense into the project, which was funded by our capital dollars. It just will not happen until June. So those expenses will be modified. However, we did have some additional expenses in that category that'll stay. A plumbing vendor was out for some Sequoia repairs. We had some HVAC services in Valencia that were unplanned, and we had a window in our Grove courtyard that needed replacement. So that fell into repair and maintenance that was not budgeted for. Purchase services, this one's always a big one, and that is our annual window cleaning. It's a pretty extensive job, and we typically see 2 to 3 invoices for that total cleaning service, and you can see that they hit our expense line, which is why we're over budget. Occasionally, we can work with our home office finance team to take that expense and spread it out, so we pay it incrementally. They weren't willing to do that this time, so they just said, nope, take care of it now. Down below, utilities is over budget, $13,000. This was a conversation we were having this morning among the directors, and also carried on with a few residents as we were talking about just how hot it would be. Looking at last year, I thought I'd be able to come up and share the story about what we were running in utilities last year against this year. Interestingly enough, this time last year, we're under budget. So I think it's going to require a little bit further digging. I'm certain that we lowered our budget for 2026 with the expectation that solar would help with the overall cost. But in the midst of that, we also saw the cost of PG&E rise. So I think it really does have a lot to do with that. The cost of energy went up. We kind of pulled back for this year's budget in the hopes that solar would help us out, and we're starting to see the variance. And the reason for that is it's not just $13,000. Year to date, we're about $130,000 over budget. Still well below where we were last year for utilities, but it's something that we need to look into. So I'll dig a little further into those PG&E bills just to see if the story has to do with the rates or if it has to do with usage. And then down at the very end, you'll see operating expenses. They expected us to spend 2.6, and we spent just over 2.5. So within our budget for May expenses. And then the final report is operating margin, which takes all of our revenue less our expenses and what we end up with after that. So you can see we expected to have $258,000. In fact, we had $470,000. So we do have a positive margin of $212,000. So operating in the black is a good thing. We'll continue. Of course, we're midway through, so we've still got plenty of summer that can hit us and still several projects that happen throughout the year. So any questions about our financials? All right. With that, I'm going to stay up here as your human resource director for the last, I don't know how many years. It's every time I'm the HR director. Nobody feels bad for me, Val. All right, introducing newest team members, our memory support team members. We've got Kelly Garcia as a CNA and Isabel Behar Gomez as a CNA, joining us in the Grove. Two new dining team members, Maria Medina as our wait staff and Greg Tellez as our cook. Have you seen these folks already out there? And our health center introduced two CNAs, so Catherine, I'm going to say Sai, and Sharjit Kaur, a CNA. And then Joshua Lua Guzman joined us as an admission counselor. Fun fact, he actually worked in our Bakersfield community and he's relocated to Fresno. So he's been with the company quite a long time, actually, about 10 or 11 years. And then for departures, you can see up here we had Como, who was an on-call team member, finally exit from our administration team. Naomi McDivitt, Catherine De La Torre, Rupinder Sidhu, Destiny Contreras, Kylie Oldfield, and Dina Malarkey. Sometimes you'll see these folks up here, and it's like, why do we have people leaving? Many of these folks, even on this list, were on-call team members, which means they only came in when we would call and say, okay, we have an opening or a shift. And after a certain period of time where either they were not available or we could not provide them with hours to work, then they do come off of our payroll. For various reasons. So some of these folks, just for reason of not picking up shifts, have left us. All right. Ruthie, it's all yours. You got to talk like right now.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me okay? Okay, great. Okay. So, not much has changed since our last forum. We are still 100% reserved in independent living, and our wait list continues to grow thanks to many of you here, most of you here. So in residential living, we are occupied 250 units out of a budget of 241. In assisted living, 59 out of a budget of 57, and memory support, 27 out of a budget of 25. We do have some new residents joining us this month. This is the busiest month that we've had so far this year. So 7 residents joining us in residential living. Robin Chiero in Tuscany 258A. Carolyn Clausen in Milano 107. And is Phyllis in here? Phyllis, if you're in here, Carolyn Clausen is moving into Milano 107. She asked me earlier today and I couldn't remember the name. Beth is moving into Sequoia 120. Betty Hack in Milano 101. Mike and Kathy Leader in Milano 207. She asked me about that one too. And Anne Della Valle in Tuscany 256B. And last but not least, Connie Trace in Milano 305. We are still working after moving in these residents. We are still working with 3 other depositors scheduled to move in July, August, and September. And 44 folks on our wait list. 44. Yes, ma'am.
Do I have any idea exactly when?
Yes. So you have, what floor are you on?
3rd floor, Connie.
Connie. Okay. So I believe Connie is scheduled to move in sometime in July. As we narrow that down, we will keep things updated. And we also let you know right before someone moves in, the week they move in the Tribune as well.
And also, if we have this many wait list people, why are there so many on the wait list when you call, they're told it's 6 to 18 months?
Will you repeat the question?
Yes. It says waitlist depositors 44, which seems like a lot to me.
Yes.
And yet when people call, they're told it's 6 to 18 months. Does that work out to about 44? Ruthie?
Well, so I'm not sure who's saying 6 to 18 months. What I've been telling folks who call in to ask about the wait list is it's not a single file line. So it's not 44 people in line to get into the terraces in general. There are 44 people in line for 2 specific floor plans. So when someone comes in and they're interested in joining the wait list, they have to tell me first, before I will accept their money, they have to tell me first their first choice and their second choice as far as a floor plan goes. Now, there are 28 floor plans on this campus. So there are still floor plans that we have where there is no one in line on the wait list. So we will continue to accept wait list deposits. There are some floor plans where there are 2 people in line or 5 people in line or 8 people in line. And it really depends on what you're waiting for. So if you're waiting for floor plan A and there are 24 of that floor plan that exist, sure, we'll take another deposit because who knows, there are 24 of those. But if there's only 2 of them and there are 8 people in line, we're probably encouraging you not to join that wait list. So it's a very long process. When you tell your friends to come and see us, we're not just accepting $10,000 and adding their name to a list. It often takes 2 or 3 visits before we will take their $10,000 and add them to our wait list. Because before I collect that, I want to be 100% sure that they know exactly how the terraces works, what the entrance fee is, what the monthly fee covers, what those 28 floor plans look like. Can they afford that floor plan that they want to get in line for? So there's a lot that goes into it. And in addition to that, most of them want to see the floor plan before they choose it. And that is a challenge sometimes as well. So a lot goes into those visits. It's not a single file line, but thank you for the question. Yep. Anybody else? No? Okay. We did have an event this month for June. We called it the Resident Spotlight, and some of you joined us for that. And it was really, really neat. It was a brand new dining event that we've never hosted before. Still in Monte Carlo, still a lovely meal, but it was a completely new PowerPoint that we shared with folks that really centered around data on longevity and living a healthy, happier life. And when the mailers went out, we had a really large response for the very first session. It was full, but we had no one sign up for the second and third, or maybe like one or two folks. So we brought those into the very first session. So we decided to cancel the second and third event. So it is not listed here anymore. It is unfortunate. This does have to happen every once in a while if we don't get a response back from the mailers. And it's really only a bummer because it is such a really neat presentation, but we'll do it again. So we have another presentation coming up in August and September. So we'll see how those goes. Sometimes it all comes down to the purchase list that our marketing agency purchased. And just it so happened that the group that got it maybe thought it was too hot to come out. We'll see. So as always, if you have any referrals, come and see Emily so that she can be sure that the information is taken down and added into the system. And then she shares that information with Robin and myself. So that's all I have today. One last time, last call for questions. No? Okay. Valerie Epps. Valerie Epps. Valerie, what's your middle name?
Nicole. All right. Well, I always enjoy following Ruthie because I have the same situation with my wait list, and I get a lot of questions too about how long is it possibly going to be. And on that note, I am working on the educational series, the Continuing of Care educational series. And at this point, I think I'm around series 4, maybe even 5 educational seminars that we'll be hosting over the next year or so. So getting ready to kick that off and teach you a little bit more about the continuum of care here at the Terraces. So we'll look forward to seeing that. One thing that that we accomplished this month was our resident disposal of their the medication. So, Carol, it's a beautiful picture. You're always so photogenic. So, but I wanted to share this because the Fresno State nursing students actually joined us for this event and learned a lot about just what we're doing as far as medication management. And I know they got to spend some time with Barbara, who was a nurse herself or is a nurse. So anyway, I thought that was just really nice. For assisted living, we did have a lot of fun, but my team tells me they forgot to take some photos. So you'll have to come out and participate in the events if you want to see what's going on this month. Any questions about assisted living or the wait list or anything? Oh, okay. That's all I have. She's here, yeah.
Hello, everybody. All right. What do we got here? Okay, Farmers Market was an incredible success. It was this last Friday. So if you missed it, be sure not to miss the next one, third Friday of the month. This time we had to do it on the 2nd just because of some other activities on campus. So we did move it up this month. But the Farmers Market featured fresh fruits and vegetables from local farms, including Fresno State, Samoyan Farms here in Fresno, Casa Farms is out of San Luis Obispo, and then Frog Hollow Farms is in Brentwood. So I did showcase those fruits, and there was signs kind of showing you what fruits and vegetables and where they were from. So I really tried to source local. This time around, that's been an ask for a long time. So that's what I'm focused on. And then we also highlighted, last month we did excuse me, last month, Chef Juan made salsa. This month, he made homemade hummus. So I hope that all of you got to try and enjoy that. It was so incredibly good that I really want to, maybe it's an ask for him to sell it here on campus, to offer it in the bistro and in Pete's, because it was really, really good. So we did crudité cups, 3 different types of hummus. It was homemade, and it was really, really good. Sandy made focaccia bread. She's been working on some breads. So she offered focaccia bread and then along with her baked treats. And I will continue to source local, not just at the farmers market, but across campus. So that was a good little showcase for us, and we had a lot of fun. Couple more pictures of some fruits and vegetables that we offered. And the Monte Carlo. Monte Carlo, again, has been such a success since we transitioned May 1st. We've been averaging at least 60 guests a night on Friday nights. And then Saturday evenings, it's been about 30. And I think the prime rib did that for a while, for the first month or so. Prime rib hasn't been as popular lately. And so we're really hoping to get some more guests coming in on Saturday nights to enjoy the offerings. Prior to that, we just had a handful of tables each night. So it's really exciting to see all the tables full and people piling in for reservations. So bring your friends, bring your family, bring your neighbors. We'd love to see new faces in there as well. A key part of this success has been the passion and dedication of Chef Juan, who works side by side with the team to create dishes that are not only delicious, but beautifully presented. This dish here, Chef Juan prepared himself. So that's the shrimp pasta that is in Monte Carlo. Together, we've worked hard to develop a menu that resonates with our residents, offering a variety of options that ensure there's something for everyone to enjoy. The positive feedback from residents has been overwhelming, and we're excited to continue building on this momentum as we elevate the dining experience at Monte Carlo. So if you haven't already, we've been having a lot of fun in Monte Carlo. I also showcased a drink special this month, as well as a Sauvignon Blanc that we brought in out of Napa, and that's really good as well. So we'll continue that, different cocktails and wine and stuff like that each month. All right, action stations. Speranza action stations continue to grow in popularity as we introduce exciting new recipes, flavors, new ideas for the residents to enjoy. Recently, our sous chef, Michelle, showcased her culinary expertise by hand-rolling nearly 100 sushi rolls for residents. So prior to working here, Michelle worked somewhere where she would roll sushi. So she, we heard about that. A little birdie told me. And so we asked her to roll sushi, and she's actually in the kitchen rolling sushi right now. So I just went and took some pictures of her. Probably post that on Cubigo, but we have sushi again tonight in Speranza. So that was a really popular one. We sold out. So she rolled almost 100 rolls and we sold out. So be sure to try that out tonight as well. We are asking for feedback on Cubigo. I posted for resident feedback for action stations and specials around campus. So in the bistro and Speranza, we really want to hear what you would like to see. Juan keeps saying, I have really good ideas, but I'm just not sure if that's what the residents want. So a lot of the feedback we've gotten is very simple dishes, whether it be a chili dog or a burrito or nachos or pizza, things like that. So we're getting very creative, but we're hearing that you might want something a little simpler. So we want to hear your feedback. So stop by my office, stop by Speranza, write me a note, leave a note on Cubigo, and let us know what you'd like to see. Fish and chips. This has been an ask for quite some time. Now that we have Pacific Seafood as a vendor, we're able to source a lot more options as far as meat and seafood. So we offered samples to our dining committee last Wednesday, and they all loved this fish. It's a beer battered cod. We started serving it in Speranza and the bistro on Friday, so I hope some of you have had the chance to enjoy it. But we will no longer be serving the pollock that was offered prior. So hopefully this will be a good addition for everyone. Wait Staff Appreciation Day was the beginning of mid last month. And so we brought in pizza and little nothing bunt cakes. I made those little signs that say you're nothing bunt the best. So our wait staff got to enjoy that, and those who weren't able to come and enjoy, we kind of distributed throughout campus in the next day or two. Ice cream, pizza, and just like a little gathering in Speranza. So we really appreciate all of their hard work. We have a really good team, and I was actually super excited when we see TSJG departures. Dining wasn't listed on there. So that is a huge win for us. We have a lot of really good tenure right now. We're actually making job offers to a couple more cooks, one today and probably one in the next couple days. So we're really excited about that, and a lot more to come. So we appreciate your support, and thank you all for enjoying dining here at TSJG. All right, Brian. Are you Brian today?
I'm Brian today. Can you hear me? Brian can't do this. I'm going to stand up here laughing at myself for a while. Okay. Anyway, back to business. So work orders. Well, by the way, Brian hadn't been here, so I told Alexis I was being nice. Do you want me to read the slides? And she said yes, and I didn't expect that. So here I am. So work orders. During the month of May, the maintenance team completed 689 work orders throughout campus. 619 of those requests were completed within 24 hours. So that is 88.7% of all work orders completed within 24 hours. So that's really a great accomplishment for maintenance and Daniel and his team. So all very pleased with that. I think this is why Brian's not here, is because all the updates for all the courtyards. So here we have a beautiful picture of the Milano East courtyard, which is still a work in progress. So what I understand is that they have most of the plantings in the different courtyard areas. They are still working on the sprinkler systems to make sure that everything's being watered properly, and furniture has been ordered for these spaces, but I don't have an ETA on that as far as, so it's coming from Chula Vista, the furniture, and it was shipped out today. So depending on how long, Chula Vista isn't that far. I say that, and now it might be 3 weeks out. So here we have a beautiful picture of the Milano South courtyard. So that is looking very nice. And here is the Milano North courtyard. So once they get all of that furniture in there, I know it's going to be a beautiful space for everybody to sit back and enjoy when the weather cools down a little bit too, and then everything will be more settled. So with that, does anyone have any buildings and ground questions that I can't answer? Okay, so I don't see Doug. Is Doug here? Am I going to be Doug too? Doug can't do this either. Well, I'll just keep going. I don't see him, so I'll just keep on going. So spiritual care events. So the Confessions of St. Augustine. That's interesting. So we have great courses. This is going to be Great Christians, ends July 23rd at 4 p.m. June 23rd. Sorry, I'm nervous because I haven't gone over his slides. I didn't know I was going to be doing this. June 23rd at 4 p.m. in the Holiday Theater. We have a new course, The Confessions of St. Augustine. We will learn about the man and his work that shaped so much of Christianity and early Western philosophy. This begins June 30th at 4 p.m. in the Holiday. Keep an eye out for Spiritual Care Committee's fall retreat. We have our Catholic service at 9:30 a.m. in Piazza Commons, and all campus workshop service will be 10:30 a.m. in the Holiday. Oh, all campus, yes, I said that right, didn't I? Yes, the normal worship service. This is confusing for me. Let me just get over. Oh, no, he has another one. All right. Spiritual care is the support provided to address a person's spiritual and emotional needs, helping them find meaning, purpose, hope, and connection, especially during times of illness, crisis, or life transitions. So just reminding people of spiritual care, the connection and the comfort and the hope that comes with that. Oh, there's more. It is in-person centered, often delivered one-on-one, and aims to help individuals explore their hopes, fears, and existential questions. Unlike religious care, spiritual care is inclusive and supports people regardless of their faith or lack thereof. If interested or have questions, see Doug Fulmer. So you may not realize, but even though Doug does do our weekly service and he provides spiritual care, he also helps in the what's the word I'm looking for? Non-religious realm. He is here for everyone, regardless of your religious affiliation or not, whether you're atheist, agnostic, Christian, anything, he's here for support. So if you ever need anything, just please reach out to Doug. Now, finally, let's see if I can get these slides right. Here we go. So in case you haven't heard, the art studio is officially open. Yay! It's been a long time coming. I just really want to thank all of our groups that got together, all of the artists that have come to meetings over the past several years. They literally helped us create the space, letting us know what they wanted, what works, what doesn't work. And then, of course, for the grand opening, we had some residents also provide their artwork in the space so we could look at it. It was just beautiful. It was a lot of fun. And here's proof. So here we have some pictures from our grand opening. I don't know if you can see, they probably need to be bigger so you can see their caricatures that they all have. But it seemed to be fun. They had their memories, they have their caricatures, had a good time. And which was followed in just 24 hours later, we had our very first class. So Patty Peterson and Andy Goodman did decoupage, thank you. I know the word, you guys. I lose them occasionally. So they had the decoupage of the succulent plants, and everybody had a really good time, and they created a lot of beautiful little pots. I went in there the next day after they had first painted them or decoupaged them, and they looked really cute. I saw them before the plants, so I'm sure that they're just adorable. So now we're moving on to what's coming up. So Nick and Sydney will be away from the community, enjoying their honeymoon. Finally, they're going the week of June 22nd through the 29th. So many of the regularly scheduled fitness classes will be hosted here, will be video presentations. But never fear, Nick has even filmed some new videos. So it should be a lot of fun to see what he's created for residents. So San Joaquin Valley Town Hall. So go ahead and move forward with purchasing your season tickets for the 2026-27 season. Early bird pricing deadline is July 4th. So Quincy is working with the Valley Town Hall about legal and ethical streaming opportunities to stream the presentations here in the Talladay. Currently, we will not stream the events that are open freely to the entire campus community. However, there may be opportunities to stream for attendees who have a ticket. So he's working on that. There was a question, can I use my guest ticket provided to me with my subscription to attend a Valley Town Hall Twilight Talk? And the answer is yes. This Wednesday, we're going to have Dining Dudes here in the Talladay Theater, and it's going to be a video Italian restaurant. Dining Divas is going to be next week, and that's going to be Wa's Kitchen Chinese cuisine. So it should be a good time for everyone. This week on Friday, we have our summer snack challenge. Now, I can't believe this is already the 5th year for this snack challenge. We had the churro challenge, we had the red, white, and blue challenge, popcorn challenge, snack on a stick. So every year, the team members get together, the different departments, we're given some kind of a challenge. This year, it is creating something using jam. So the different departments come up with their recipes that they use. We create everything, and the residents are invited to come in and try and vote for their favorite admin. And so it should be a good time. It's going to be Friday, June 19th, 1:30 to 3 p.m. here in the Talladay. And again, you'll get to vote for your favorite admin. So co-create highlights. So your lifestyle enrichment team is passionate about creating opportunities for you to enjoy and express what you want. So together, the team members and residents have collaborated to bring events and activities to life. This highlight is about musical memories and the hymn sing. Group sing-alongs have long been credited with making a positive impact, from combating isolation to activating brain neural pathways. These multisensory programs help combat cognitive and emotional challenges, and the goal of co-creating is that we work with the residents to create the exact class, presentation, event experience that the residents desire. There's so much. I feel like I've been up here for 30 minutes. Make a difference in the fight to end Alzheimer's. So on Friday, June 26th, we're going to have a bake sale. The community is invited to come together for this cause and to donate baked goods. There will be an opportunity drawing, and the winner will win a voucher for an 8-inch cake of their choice created by Sandy. Now, this isn't a cake created by me. It's not even Amy, which she's pretty good. This is Sandy. You will get a voucher. So it's really worth checking out because that's really something to win. And here we have some community highlights from the past month. We have Nick up here doing his outdoor fitness class. We've got the art show. We have fun bands. We've got music. So just a lot of fun. Just music. There's just a lot of music. And before we get to the best part of the presentation, again, I feel like I've been up here for a really, really long time. Alexis did have an update. It's been 5 minutes. It's because I talk so fast. Alexis does have an update regarding our fundraiser, our foundation fundraiser for the Benevolence Fund.
All right. Well, first, I just want to say thank you to those who have already purchased your tickets. At this point, I think just moments before walking in, for our $30,000 goal, we are currently at $17,600. So halfway through and almost 60% of the goal. So if you have not heard about the fundraiser, the idea is all donations will be you're purchasing tickets of $100. If you purchase 2 tickets at $100 each, you'll be entered 3 times into a drawing for chances to win monthly fee discounts for second and third prizes. As you know, I've been reporting out in our Tribune and also in our Garden News the need for not just awareness on our Benevolence Fund, but also details around how many people we're supporting, but also the shortfall that we're incurring. So I've shared with all of you in the past that we have run positive to margin operationally for several years, which has allowed us to handle the shortfall with our operations, but that's not always to be expected, nor should it be counted on. So the idea that our community rallies behind our Benevolence Fund to ensure that it's there to support many, many more residents for many more years is the goal of bringing the community together. So I thank you for your participation. I thank our committee members who have been actively selling tickets among all their friends. I see Ellen waving her tickets. We also had a resident out before resident forum, and we will have a resident out after resident forum to continue selling those tickets. With, again, a goal of 30,000, we will continue selling through the end of the month and hope to report or draw winners at our next month's forum meeting or council meeting. Council, because council comes first. So we'll do it at next month's council meeting. Any questions about our Benevolence Fund? All right. With that, is this the last slide? If I could invite Bev Johnson up for our joke of the day.
Well, we've got time. I'm going to give you a little short one first. A man was talking to his neighbor and said, "I just bought a new hearing aid. It cost me $4,000, but it's state of the art. It's perfect." "Really?" answered the neighbor. "What kind is it?" 1230. Okay. 2 elderly women were out driving in a large car. Both could barely see over the dashboard. As they were cruising along, they came to an intersection. The stoplight was red, but they just went on through. The woman in the passenger seat thought to herself, I must be losing it. I could have sworn we just went through a red light. After a few more minutes, they came to another intersection and the light was red again. Again, they went right through. The woman in the passenger seat was almost sure that the light had been red, but was really concerned that she was losing it. She was getting nervous. At the next intersection, sure enough, the light was red and they went on through. So she turned to the other woman and said, Mildred, did you know that we just ran through 3 red lights in a row? You could have killed us both. Mildred turned to her and said, holy cow, am I driving?
Is that one too close to home? All right, everybody. We ended very early, and I blame that on Joe for talking so fast. But that does leave time for you to gather outside and purchase your tickets if you haven't already. We'll stick around, the few directors that are in the room, if you have questions or if you just want to visit. Otherwise, thank you for coming out on this very hot day. All right, have a good afternoon.